Many videos have been made on the habits of billionaires. You don't have the time to watch them all, so I will watch them for you. 5 millionaire habits that changed my life. The number one is to be aware of people that you are hanging out with, because those will have a huge influence on you. So your friends are your future. They dictate how you see the world. Number two is to push out of your comfort zone regularly, which she tells you not to care about what other people are going to say. Just push yourself and do something new. In her case, it was her YouTube channel. The third advice is to not fall into FOMO, which is the fear of missing out, which she says that it's hard to see your friends going out and living their best life while you are working. But you need that. You need to resist in order to succeed. The fourth habit is the millionaire pyramid, which means to climb up the pyramid of being rich, you are going to face a lot of difficulties. And the people that get to the top are the ones that can go around them. So when things get tough, it's just a sign that you are in the right path. The fifth advice is to think of the solution and not the problems. So that's basically trying to think of ways that you can move past a difficulty instead of giving up or complaining about it. And advice number 6 is to have a think day, which is just to give yourself time to reflecting and thinking. So this video was really cool and the advice was great. I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. I met 94 billionaires. Here's 6 things I learned. He has met many billionaires and he learned their mindset and rules that they operate on. The first thing is that they text more than they call. They know the value of their time and they want to make things quicker. The second thing is that they are experts in not wasting time. He says that billionaires tend to feel that they are always in a time schedule. Number 3 is that billionaires are always on guard on being taken advantage of, because they trust no one. The other thing is that they understand the difference between possession and growth, often spending significantly amounts of money in things that will contribute to their growth, or is going to offer potential business return, such as properties in prime locations. Number 4 is to focus on strengths. They concentrate in what they are best at and delegate the other tasks. This focus allows them to optimize their effectiveness in the areas that they have expertise on. And in the number 6, he says that billionaires are just people like us. They pretty much have the same problems that we do. So this video was really basic, but I like some of the insights. So I'm gonna give this one 3 stars. The number 1 habit billionaires run daily. So going straight to the answer, she says that the most important thing that billionaires do daily is to be a master of visualization. She says that the way that we see the world is very subjective. And if we are seeing the world through a certain filter, you are going to see evidence of that. So for instance, if you have a negative belief in your mind, you are going to see the evidence of that in your life, no matter what. So based on that, if you get your brain to have positive thoughts, you are going to see the evidence of that, and then you start to build momentum. And it all begins with visualization. So she provides this 2-step method that is a visualization exercise. So for instance, if you need to improve your self-worth, you need to visualize how life would be like if your self-worth was improved and how you would feel about yourself in that case. Step 2 is to think about the positive emotions that this situation is going to provide you. And you need to encode that as a real memory, so it actually changes the filter of the way that you see life. Then she proposes a 30-day challenge to visualize those things. So I feel like this video was more about motivation and nothing really practical. And I am a bit skeptical when it comes to visualization. I don't know why. So I'm gonna give this video 2 stars. I got rich when I understood this. Jeff Bezos. So this video shows a bunch of clips of interviews that Jeff Bezos did, in which he claims that everybody should follow their passion no matter what. So starting a company was very risky, but he had a passion for it. He says that you need to pursue your passion despite the potential failure, and that it is important to make choices that aligned with your true interests and aspirations. Jeff also reflects on the importance of hard work and choices over innate gifts, advocating for a life of service and adventure over comfort and ease. So this idea of being in the adventure to follow your dream is going to be way more fulfilling when you look back in your life. So the narrative encourages you to make life choices that are daring, kind, and aligned with personal convictions, rather than succumbing to fear, cynicism, or societal expectation. This video underscores the significance of individual agency in crafting a life that is not only successful by conventional standards, but also rich in personal satisfaction and contribution to society. So at the end, it's basically saying believe in yourself and love what you do. So that's basically motivation, right? So I'm gonna give this video 2 stars. 10 billionaires habits you can copy. Try it for 21 days. The number 1 is good brain food, because you are what you eat. So these are some things that are good for your brain. The second habit is what he calls killing ants, which is to kill negative thoughts. So this is about the mentality. If you keep telling yourself that you have low self-worth, this will eventually become true. The third thing is exercise. Number 4 is brain nutrients, in which you should consume omega-3s, DHAs, the ginkgo biloba, vitamin D, and B12. Nutrients, they are good for your brain to function the best way. Fifth thing is to have a positive peer group, because you become like the people that you spend the most time with. The sixth thing is to have a clear environment, claiming that having things such as a clean desk and a clean house will make your mind think more clearly. Number 7 is sleep. Number 8 is brain protection, in which he tells you to avoid concussions, which to me sounds really funny. 9 is to always be learning something new, because it stimulates your brain. And number 10 is stress management, which is healthy for your brain. So he advises meditations, massages, yoga, etc. So I like that this video was straight to the point, and I really believe that those are good tips. So I'm gonna give this one 4 stars, even though it doesn't go much in depth. 7 surprising habits to be a millionaire by 30. This video from Ali is based on an interview he did with Cliff Weissman, who is the CEO of Speechify, that is a text-to-speech platform. In this video, they talk about the habits that allow him to get to his level of success. The first habit is to send cold emails to people you admire and that you want to know. Because if you get a response, you will be able to connect to that person. And through that, you could get maybe a mentorship from people, you might find a job, you might get to know a partner that you work together in the future, and etc. The second habit is to consume content from people you admire. He claims that you can learn a lot from the people that you admire, just consuming any books that they might have put out or podcast appearances, etc. The third habit is to get comfortable with asking people to hang out, which is about being open and talking to people around you, because you never know where that connection could lead you. The number 4 is to bond over ambition and vulnerability, which he says that small talk doesn't really lead anywhere. So you should try to strike deeper conversations about topics that you could bond. So you could ask the person that you're trying to bond what are their struggles and their goals that they are trying to reach in their life. Number 5 is to write thank you notes, which is applying kind of the same way as the cold emails, that you could send a thank you note to a person that you don't really know, like thank the person who invented Audible, for example. You might create a connection through that. Number 6 is to put good energy into the world without expecting returns. So this one's more about creating value to the world and not expecting to get paid by it. So you could do something that you believe is a good product or a good action, focusing more on the input and not the outcome. The number 7 is to work on your zone of genius, which is what he calls the environment that you are the most productive in. So I think this video took an interesting direction and provided habits that are really different from the other videos that I've seen. So because of this surprise, I'll give this video 4 stars. Millionaire Explains 6 habits that actually made me rich.
I don't wake up early, I don't journal, and I don't even work out every day. But that did not stop me from climbing my way out of 6-figure debt to making my first million at age 32. I'm sure you've heard about all the habits that you should be doing, but in my experience, these are the only 6 that really matter.
The first habit is to treat failure as just feedback. You have to fail, reflect about it, and learn. By doing that, you are able to grow. Failure doesn't mean anything about you, it's just part of the process. The next habit is to set goals and plan your day around them. Every year, she lists down her goals for the coming year. Then she allocates from 2 to 3 goals to focus on each quarter. This habit is about being in charge of how you spend your time. The third habit is to learn a lot. which is about learn as much as possible, taking mentors, reading books, and even working for free. Then she tells a story about a mentor that she had, which she met through a company that she was working for free, but she ended up learning so much that it was really worth it. Habit 4 is making your own luck. She says that millionaires ask themselves, what are the ways that I can make this happen? While other people say, here are some reasons why this cannot happen for me. Don't make excuses and don't blame the economy. There's always something you can do. Habit 5 is to say no a lot. This is about understanding that time, energy, and money are limited resources, so you need to be careful on how you are spending them. Everything has a trade-off, so make sure you are saying yes to the things that are really important to you. And the last habit is taking care of your health. This is about eating well and exercising. I think this video was really nice. I really like the advice, so I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. 5 habits that made me a millionaire by 21. The first habit is setting daily challenges to speak to new people. He tells you to go to a random stranger and give them a compliment, which will help you to develop a skill of breaking the ice with someone. He says that being able to interact with people is like building a muscle. The number 2 is to constantly choose the right vehicle for your goals. So this habit is about always having the big picture in mind. Know where you want to go, and then you know the steps that you need to take to get there, not trying to skip any necessary steps. So that's picking the right vehicle for the stage that you are in life right now. The habit 3 is to create rather than consume, which is about taking action and doing things instead of consuming. So instead of watching YouTube, you could create your own channel. Instead of consuming products, you could try to create your own. The habit number 4 is to never put people on a pedestal, which is to believe that everyone you admire are just people like you, so you are capable of doing anything. And the last habit is thinking in second-order consequences, which is to think about the consequence of your actions. Like playing chess, when you move a piece here, you will have a number of consequences that is going to be important to be aware of. So this video was kind of basic, but I thought it was okay. I'll give this one 3 stars. So thank you very much for watching, subscribe to the channel and give this video a like, that you are gonna helping me a lot. Thank you and bye bye.